Hello YouTubers out there, this is the Boob Wasteland Show with your host Jerry Saravia, also known as Jerry Saravia the Movies, so please subscribe to my channel. This is a special edition of the Boob Wasteland Show. Now, the Boob Wasteland Show focuses on TV, specifically, mainly anything that's been on TV that's been transplanted onto the web. That could be in the form of YouTube or anything else. It's pretty much almost become synonymous, YouTube and cable TV. So, but this particular video I thought I would discuss because it definitely caught my attention. So, what are we talking about here? We're talking about something called the old tape. And I came across this. This is a mysterious audio recording. I first came across this on Matthew Santoro's channel, and by the way, check his stuff out because it's very good. Although he has occasionally misrepresented certain facts, nonetheless, it's an intriguing channel, so check it out, Matthew Santoro. So he had a little snippet of this audio recording, and he called it the old tape. So what is the old tape? Well, apparently, there was an anonymous user who wrote in a weird page of 4chan.org, and he states, and I quote, "Around 1995, I was about 15. I used to stay up late in my room listening to the radio on a boombox with an integrated tape recorder. I'd dial through the stations, and when I heard something interesting, I'd hit record for a while, then move on. One night, I came across this. I don't think this was the beginning of the broadcast, but I caught a lot of it. Right at the end, an announcer says that the station I was tuned into was WKCR 89.9 in New York. There are a bunch of names and dates in there, but I've never run into anything like this before. Now, I'm going to have a little snippet of this for you to listen to, and you see what you think. Now, the odd thing about this is, number one, you'll notice that the classical music that you hear in the background, with which I'm not familiar with, even though I've studied classical music, I don't know, this may sound like it's almost from the era of Bach. You could still hear it in the background. And I had goosebumps when I first heard this. This just totally, first of all, you hear that, just, you stop everything at that moment, and you're almost at the control of this thing, which is weird. It certainly keeps you in a vice, this thing, whatever this is, and it's chanting. It's a bunch of names of people that it sounded like that may have passed on from a Pan Am flight, but it was the conversion, not the conversion, but the convergence of a bunch of audio sounds at the end that really took me by surprise, because when Matthew Santoro had it, it was a snippet. This is a longer version. So what is this? I don't know. I'm always a skeptic, in particular because at the very end of it, the female DJ gives the station ID. If this was an interruption that nobody could explain, somebody would say, "Well, really apologize for this. We don't know what happened. We don't know where this came from. We have no explanation. Sorry for the interruption," something of that nature. Sounded like this might have been on real late at night, perhaps. So maybe the female announcer, maybe this was a performance piece. If it is, it's a hell of a good one. But here's the thing. My wife was really quite freaked out by it, doesn't want to listen to it again. Not because it is especially terrifying to listen to the first time, which it is, and afterwards it's mostly eerie. But it was a voice that she was familiar with. See, my wife is one of 3 or 4 people back in the early 2000 decade that had the West Nile virus. She died twice from the symptoms and came right back. And when I think she said the first time that she died and then came back to life, she heard a voice very much like that. It's not clear if it was an endless chanting rather, but nonetheless, it was something that really, she was suitably freaked out by it, and it reminded her of that voice, a transcendental voice. So I thought I would just pass it along, because, who knows what this really is. Nobody's really ever confirmed whether it really is a hoax or not, if it's a performance art piece, or where it came from, why did it suddenly just appear, and is there a transcendental wave signal in the sky that can be picked up by a radio of that frequency? That would be a little odd to me. On the other hand, like my wife says, maybe late at night, there isn't as much activity, if you like, with radio waves and so on. We're talking here now in the 90s, long before cell phones really became much more ubiquitous. So what is really going on here? Well, I don't know. It's a fascinating recording. I'll never forget it, even if it's proven to be a hoax, and it may be someday, or it might not. It was very moving to hear it. It kind of just, there's a certain humanity and pull to it. It gets under your skin. I don't know how to explain it, but it is, well, I don't know. This is just something that, and I am a skeptic, believe me. I mean, I do believe in ghosts. I think there is some proof that spirits are among us. And I am a skeptic, I'm not a hardcore one, but this recording really just got under my skin. But it's not clear if this is in fact genuine or what it was. Who can say? Who knows where this was picked up? This could have been a whole chant that was done in someone else's place, and it was recorded on video or audio, and it just got picked up. I mean, who knows? I guess we'll never really know for sure. But it might be a good idea to ask whoever was the DJ that gave the station ID at the end if she knew what was going on. That would be the key. Anyway, there you go. Hope I didn't freak out too many people, but I'm sure some of you on YouTube have witnessed this recording or have heard it before. And this is the Boob Wasteland Show with your host, Jerry Saravia, signing off.